Well, it's Monday again. We've survived yet another week of quarantine. Last week we brought you some drills that we do to keep our horses shape and sharp. And this week we want to talk about maintenance. I don't know if you were, when y'all were younger, if any of y'all ever ran the oil out in your truck, but I may have. But we won't talk about that, except that it was really expensive to get it put back together and fixed. And so, you know, one of the things that you need to do while we have this downtime is some maintenance on your horses. And so today we have our equine dentist, Cody Hamilton, here doing performance floats on our horses. So let's get in here and check it out and see what Cody's up to. Well, here we are in the barn with Cody Hamilton and his wife Cassidy, and Cody is an equine performance float specialist. And so we just wanted to touch base here a little bit and talk about the horse that's on the stand here is my 4-year-old Bayek, and why we like to keep our horses on a 6-month program of doing these teeth, and coming into this 4-year-old year, what you might find and the reasons behind doing these horses in the spring. So Cody, what are you seeing in Bayek here?
So we're going to talk about this horse here. He's coming 4-year-old. We're going to talk about the importance of 2 to 4-year-old horses. Their mouth changing continuously. They're shedding caps. They're putting in new molars, new incisors, pulling their wolf teeth. This horse in particular here, he is having trouble shedding on his own. His 102, his 202, and his 402. And so we're going to get those extracted today. The issues this could be causing would be coming off feed, coming off hay. A lot of times you see horses that quit eating, the first thing people think of is ulcers. Well, in young horses it could be caps. So we want to make sure we check their dental oral cavity and make sure they have no caps hung up that needs to be extracted before we just jump to the conclusion that it might be ulcers. So we're going to get these extracted and show you before and after. All right, we're going to start with extracting this 102 first, then we're going to go to the 202. There's one of them. We'll get a close-up here in a minute. We're going to pull the 202 now. Freezing on this one. Oh. Oh. Okay. All right.
Good job, buddy.
Let's rinse them.
Boy. Yeah.
We'll get this blood clotting. We'll show you up close. You still recording?
Yeah, I can always edit and trim.
That's what I was thinking. Let's we can come back and show these up close. I don't know how close you can get to my hand.
I do the phone.
See if you can see those.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Great.
He's sucking on that.
You still going?
commented about them moving in that mouth when you're trying to ride.
Right.
How distracting.
Well, we
All right, so these 3 teeth here are the ones we've extracted. You can see here how these teeth were hung up. There was some tissue still holding them in place. We removed the gum and the tissue and extracted those teeth. Now let me show you what the mouth looks like since we've got them out. We've got some blood here. It's cleaned up. If you look really close, these 2 teeth, you can see the incisors, permanent incisors coming in right behind
sorry.
right behind the caps there. Those fresh molars, fresh incisors are coming in. Same thing on this side here.
And now that's what it'll look like once they've really.
Yep. And this is a permanent incisor here.
So do you find the kind of the reason for removing these is to keep from getting infection behind that?
Correct. You see a lot of horses that have caps that are hung up. The incisor, permanent incisor, will come in and pinch it off between the adjacent incisor and cause an infection to get underneath the cap, in between the cap and the incisor that's coming in, cause an abscess, bacterial infection. So that's another reason we want to get those pulled.
And that can do damage to the permanent tooth that's coming.
Correct. Correct. It could change the angle of them, the way they're coming in. It could change their disposition, the way they grow. A lot of times you'll see caps that get hung up that are there for a long time. Nobody checks on. Will cause a incisor to turn and come in at a different angle. Then usually in turn it turns into have to be extracted to fix the problem permanently.
Bixby keeps reaching through and pulling. Just. Okay. So Cody, I've noticed that you go back and forth sometimes between the power tools and the hand tools. What do you think is the difference and what benefits do you see from each of those?
So the benefits of the power tools, you can do a lot more. You can change their angles. You can hit a lot more areas in just a certain tooth with a power tool versus using a hand float. You're going to hit multiple teeth. So to specify to fix one tooth at a time, we want to use a power tool. Now on these young horses, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, that are not used to being floated, we want to use the hand floats because they can't take the vibrations, the noise, rouse them up. We want to make sure they stay calm and take it very well and don't give them a bad experience on their first time. So sometimes we use hand floats on the young colts starting out to start getting them used to being worked on. But as far as the motorized tools, they can be good and they can be bad. You don't want to overfloat them. You don't want to take off too much. So you've got to know what areas of the mouth you're working on, what problem you're trying to fix to make sure you don't overdo the mouth with motor tools.
Well, we had us not quite a tornado, but it was close here last night and blew our tree down here by the barn. And so while we're doing our maintenance, well, here we are. You know, sometimes we have to do maintenance to our horses, but sometimes we have to do maintenance to our facilities also. And so we got a little bit of a cleanup effort going here. We did some mowing last week to get things kind of mowed up and had it looking good, and then storm last night just kind of made a mess out of things. Well, thanks for son-in-laws. There's Jennifer's husband, Keith, out here with Jennifer, and this is what's left of the tree. They're out here playing lumberjack and cleanup, so we'll see you later.
Well, you know, not too long ago, I got a brand new truck to drive. But if I just got in that truck every day and drove it and I didn't do any maintenance to it or take care of it, then that brand new truck wouldn't last me very long. So we've been with Cody in the barn and showed you his work and him working on our horse's teeth and talked about why that's important. It's important to have good dental care on your horses, and you want to be sure that you're working with someone who knows what they're doing and is certified to do the job. And so Cody had gone through the school to be certified to be a dentist, and he does that for a living. And so I really trust Cody and what he says about that and the work that he does, and I'm so appreciative to have a guy like Cody on our team. And so we want to keep bringing these videos to y'all, and y'all being engaged with us and learning from our life lessons of being in this business for so long. And so if you'll keep tuning in, we're going to keep bringing you these little nuggets of gold information. And so in our next video series, we're making a trip to the vet. And that's a continuation of our care and maintenance program to keep our horses healthy and happy and wanting to do their job. And so to stay engaged with us, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and then be sure that you click that notification bell so that you're notified as we're posting more videos and keeping up with what's going on and continuing your education. This is a way to continue your education, and we want to keep being engaged with you guys. So y'all just have a great rest of your day, and we will see you in a few days.